The GT2 Stradale is a street car that can participate in track days at any time. The vehicle, which combines the features of the MC20 and GT2 race cars, uses a carbon fiber monocoque chassis, which is rare in the same class. Compared to the MC20, the GT2 Stradale uses carbon fiber shelled Sabelt bucket seats, lighter center-lock rims, carbon ceramic brakes and Alcantara interior trim, which reduces the weight by 60 kilograms, which is about the weight of a passenger. The lightweight can make the vehicle more flexible to use. Compared to the standard MC20, the 3.0T twin-turbo V6 engine produces 10 horsepower more, reaching 640 horsepower, and the maximum torque remains the same. Acceleration from 0 to 100 km per hour takes just 2.8 seconds. Power is transmitted entirely to the rear wheels. There is no four-wheel drive system, and the vehicle can reach speeds of up to 324 km per hour. Of course, the core of the GT2 street car version is the aerodynamic kit. The large front scoop, perforated front body, diffuser and three-stage adjustable rear wing work together to generate 500 kilograms of air down force at high speeds. Thanks to the increased power, reduced weight and improved aerodynamics, the GT2 Stradale is more than 5 seconds faster than the standard MC20 in corners on the Bolocco circuit in Italy. Maserati held a test drive of the new car in Spain, where the picturesque roads and the complex Ascari circuit are located. Driving such a tough sports car is always a bit scary, but not the GT2 Stradale. Even with the optional Cup 2 are semi-slick tires, standard tires are Bridgestone Potenza Sport, the new car feels smooth to the touch. While the focus of the GT2 Stradale is on the chassis and aerodynamics, the engine remains the heart of this car. Its sound is harsh and distinct, while the V6 has the characteristics of a naturally aspirated engine. Maximum power is reached after 7,500 RPM, with the red line starting at 8,000 RPM, meaning you have to press the throttle hard to realize the potential of the V6. So while this car may not feel as agile on the street as its turbo or hybrid rivals, the GT2 Stradale is a bit old school, but it's set up just right for track driving. The transmission uses the same Tremec 8-speed dual clutch as the Corvette C8, but the two cars have different orientations and settings. The Maserati has a more Italian-sounding style and more vibration when upshifting in sport and Corsa modes. However, the downsides are that the steering is not as flexible and the brakes are a bit difficult to control. At the top of the braking stroke, the braking force changes significantly, and the entire braking stroke is relatively short. This may be because Maserati engineers wanted to make this car closer to a real race car. It takes longer to adapt to the braking sensation that is similar to a race car without power assistance. The GT2 Stradale is inspired by race cars, but Maserati has also taken into account the practicality of everyday driving. In order to prevent scratches on uphill and downhill slopes and over bumps, the front axle is equipped with a lifting device that can be raised by 35 mm. Although there is no air outlet in the front trunk and no storage space, there is an additional 100-liter trunk in the rear for personal items due to the engine positioned in the middle. For a sports car made of carbon fiber, the GT2 Stradale's sound insulation meets the standards and not much noise is transmitted into the car. At the same time, the field of vision is better than the Lamborghini Maverick and Ferrari 296, and the rear-view mirrors in the car have been replaced with cameras. In daily use, the tires of this vehicle also have advantages and disadvantages. First of all, the Michelin Cup 2 needs a certain operating temperature to operate normally. When the temperature reaches the desired level, semi-melted tires may have full grip, but after a few laps of intensive driving on the track, grip will decrease significantly. In other words, this tire is not wear-resistant. At the same time, you need to pay attention to the changes in grip during winter months and rainy and snowy weather, because it becomes easier to slip in cold weather.